Stop chasing. Look, it's Marcel, aka Honey Bunny Sunny, and I'm on a mission to make you some money today. Look, we got another great video. Before we jump into it, I want you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. All right, we on our way. We closing on that 1,000. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, but only if the content was helpful. If it's not, keep on scrolling. All right, I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys as much value-packed videos and content as possible. All right, so look. Today's gonna be a really quick one. I got a long day ahead of me, but I was like, you know what? I've committed to getting these videos out. Let me get this video out and give them a little value on the go. So the other day, you know, I was like, I made a couple of calls in the group, and I was thinking about, like, I'm like, man, like, charts really have a way of serving as like a microcosm of real life, right? And then I started thinking, I'm like, man, I've grown so much as a person from trading. I've been forced to, right? It's just like a mirror or a partner or having somebody in close quarters. When you by yourself, you think you damn near perfect. But when there's somebody else with, you know, a different experience and that may have some sort of expectation or, you know, whatever, you start to see different parts of yourself that you didn't necessarily see before. So the charts are the same thing. They're like a mirror. Like you start trading, you don't realize that, damn, I'm not that disciplined. Damn, I'm not really, you know, that consistent. Wow, I'm not really that patient. Right? All of the things that, you know, that make up a good trader, you start realizing, like, damn, I'm not really as strong in these departments as I thought. And here's why. Right? And you get to have that immediate feedback. Right? It's you versus you. You know, yes, it is technically a competition because there are what we would call winners and losers in the market, but it's just like running track, right? It's like when you run track, you win against other people, but you really have to be in your zone and your lane. So one of the points that I want to make today is, like, charts and trading is just like anything else, right? The reason that it's such a reflective mirror type of thing is because it literally is you, right? Patterns, charts, candlesticks, they're all made up of you. Nothing else. It's how the human would respond to something, the type of fear that the average human has, the type of greed that the average human has, how a human would behave in certain situations, right? So it got me thinking even deeper. I'm like, wow, it's so crazy how in life you have to use the same thing to get rid of the thing. So we have to use other human psychology to clean up our psychology. I don't know if you ever like had like you know, like fabric like, or little, like, you know, like lint balls or something like on fabric. When you put the same fabric on fabric, it eliminates that. Right? When you take the little, you know, that little cotton, the little excess cotton or whatever it is, once you finish the dryer, the little slot that you got to pull out the dryer. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. You pull the slot thing out of the dryer. Sometimes it opens like that, or sometimes it's just a straight screen looking thing. It looked like a cutout of an old school screen door, right? You take that and you try to get it off. It's much easier when you take a piece of it and just run that through the whole thing. So it comes off easier when you use that same piece that's of it. So it easily comes off. It's easily like revealed, like, all right, we're going to use this. But if you're picking at it, it may take a little bit longer. It's the same with gum. Another example, some may say, is if you have a hangover. I'm not promoting drinking and all that stuff, but I used to get down, right? If you had a hangover, what did they say the best remedy was? Continuing to drink, right? So our psychology, right? Our trading psychology is improved by the psychology of others. The way that it's revealed to us is by using others that have the same thought process. And this is how we ultimately evolve and change. This is how we become aware of what we're doing wrong. The charts, man, it can teach you more than so many things in life. I just give you an example of some of the ways that I use the charts to even just navigate through my life when things ever seem like they may be going tough. The falling wedge, for example. The falling wedge is a pattern where something is consolidating down, right? It's consolidating down. It has one touch point up here, then it makes a lower low. Then it comes back and makes a lower high and a lower low. And you're finding this diagonal wedge pattern starting to form, but it's going down. And in life, we be thinking like, damn, like if there's ever been a season where you felt like you weren't progressing, I mean, you have some people who've checked out. Maybe not, permanently, but they've checked out mentally where they're just existing and they don't believe that it's possible for them to go up again because they've been going down for so long. Well, guess what? I made 5 figures on a falling wedge that was going down. We talking about a year. This thing going down. But guess what? When the falling wedge breaks out of that wedge, right? When it reaches a bottom, which in our life would be enough. Like, I'm tired of this shit. Guess what it does? It does something about it. It finds a bottom. It's like, that's enough. And then it breaks out of the wedge. And then what does it do? It shoots up to the top quickly. Sometimes, like, the going down is so much a part of the going up. Ooh. Like, real talk. Could you imagine what life would be like if you only went up? Like, I'm talking about the whole time. I'm not saying over time, because over time, the stock market only goes up. When you zoom all the way out. But when you just like looking at it like, oh, today's another down day. Oh, it can be another down day. Shut up. It's helping you. Right? Sometimes we get so caught up in the day-to-day. This is another thing that makes your trading bad. Is you so caught up in, oh, I didn't wake up to green, or oh, it's a little bit of drawdown. Shut up. Sometimes you have to go down to go up. Sometimes you go down while you're going up. That's a whole nother trading pattern. What's a bull flag? Come on, where my TPC crew at? Where my traders at? What's a bull flag? You go up and then you pull back and then you take off. There's so many examples of this. So when you're going through something in life, it's like, yo, just think about the charts. Just think about these patterns. It's nothing but a microcosm of you. It's made up of your psychology, right? Consolidation, right? That's the third direction that the market can move, because the market can only move in 3 directions. It's either up, down, or sideways. So sometimes we are in the indecisive stage. Sometimes we just consolidate. Sometimes we're just going back and forth. Can't really decide. I've been there, yo. It don't matter how together somebody's life seems or how together people seem. We've all experienced the same things. And the moment that you start to realize that we're the same, that's when you can start to make yourself a little bit different. Ooh, damn. But when you think you're different and separate, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to get it together. You got to really, really clock what I'm saying, y'all. Really, really get this. We've seen stocks consolidate for weeks, months, even years within a certain range. But there's always an exit point. There's always something that can change externally. That could be like in the market, that, the economy. In your case, there could be something that changes, in your personal life, right? There's always a tipping point that's like, man, enough is a fucking enough. And you have to be willing enough to stay and fight through it. You have to be patient enough to stay and fight through it, right? You have to be confident enough and trust not just yourself, but the probability, which is 100% that the person that doesn't give up breaks out, right? You ain't never seen a stock consolidate forever. You never seen a stock go down forever. But I have seen when I zoom out of a stock that it has some little down days. It had some down weeks. Had a couple of down years. Sometimes shit happen where it's like, that shit, damn, they got me these last 2 years. Anybody ever had a down 2 years? I know I'm not the only one. Have you ever had a down 2 years? 3 years? It's not over. Matter of fact, these downs only happen to determine two things: if you real and if it's real. Right? Are you real? Are you going to step up to the plate? Is it real? Is the world really pushing for this direction? Right? Guess what? Even if they are real, both can change. You cannot be about that life and then be about that life. The world could be saying that, oh no, this is over with, and it not be over with because of some unique thing that you come out with. Y'all know I got a watch company, right? Benson Watch Company. Shameless promo, shameless plug. When the Apple Watch dropped, I was like, it might be over. It might be over. We saw some consolidation in the market. You wasn't seeing a whole lot of watch sales. When that Apple Watch dropped and Fitbit came out and all this tech shit, like, it's over for the watch company. No. It consolidated, and what happened? People started telling stories through the watches. People started resonating. Younger generations started having an affinity and a love for watches and collecting them as novelty. And we start seeing that market go right back up. But there's a lot of people that quit. There's a lot of people that exit the market. I know some people personally that was like, man, I'm not doing this shit no more. Got out. Oh, more for me. Right? I started leaning more into myself. I saw other people that started telling more stories, getting realer, and letting people know that, yo, time is the thing that connects all of us. It need to be here. And people just started showing up and giving reasons why. And as more people exited, you were able to rise. I was able to rise. Certain people were able to rise. Same with the market. When you start seeing people exit trades, that's how we get to a sell-off. That's how we get into a bear market. And that's how we get to a place where the opportunity is there. You see how that happens? So there's a falling wedge, but it gives you an opportunity. And if enough people recognize that opportunity, it can cause it to rise. But the key across the board, you can't give up. So we got to use the market as a mirror, right? As leverage for our own personal growth. Pay attention to it. Don't just trade. Look into it. See who you are. See what you're doing wrong, what you can improve, and make the change. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Listen, if you need a trading community, a family, right? The Prosperity Collective is the only way. Now, look, we're going up on prices October 1st. So you may want to go ahead and get in, grandfather that price. I'd love to see y'all on Monday. It's always love over here. Listen, invest smart, live free. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.